Hey everyone, Felix from Nintendo Life here, and June is finally the month where we get our hands on the Nintendo Switch 2, and with it comes load of games. So today we're here to bring you, well, the 27 most exciting ones coming to mostly Switch 2, but there's also some coming to Switch 1. But I need a little bit of help. I need help covering all these games. Sion!
Man, I'm just swimming through a sea of Switch 2 games. I don't know how to do this, Felix.
There's 27 games we have to cover.
I love it.
So, why don't we start with the first game, Sion? It's Deltarune, which is now getting Chapter 3 and 4, and this is coming June 4th.
Yeah, at first we thought it was the 5th, because that's what we've read online, but it comes out on June 5th in Japan. And then because of time zones, it's coming out earlier everywhere else. So 8 a.m. Pacific time for everyone on the West Coast in the U.S. And you could follow suit. You figure out the rest of it from there. But yeah, I feel like I might spend more time with this game than Mario Kart. Obviously, I don't have Mario Kart in my hands right now, but I'm very excited for this. It's been a while since I played Chapter 2.
Oh yeah, that feels like years ago. I think it is years ago at this point. It is, definitely. Yeah, I loved Undertale. I've played Chapter 1 and 2 because, I mean, they're free, but they're also just really, really good. So I'm extremely excited to see what Chapters 3 and 4. Now, when you want to play those games, it is like a $25 buy, but then you also get all future chapters included, where 1 and 2 is still as free as a demo if you want to try that out and if you're still not sure. But it is definitely worth the money, I think. And I don't think I'll be playing it more than Mario Kart World. That's a wild statement. But yeah, definitely looking forward to play this. But, I mean, talking about Mario Kart World, that is the second game on this list. And this starts off the long chain of games coming at June 5th, which is the Switch 2's launch date. And we're going to start off with all the quote-unquote new games coming out on June 5th, and then after we'll have all the ports and remasters that are also making its way over to the Switch 2. But, yeah, I mean, what do we need to say? It's open world Mario Kart. It looks great. The price is dividing the waters, but it looks like they've been hard at work the last 8 years, because there was an Ars developer where they went through and like everything that went into making this game. And it looks like a lot and thought of care have been put into like the new mechanics. You can now drive on walls, you can do tricks, and drive from stage to stage. I'm extremely excited to see if this is actually fun, because I have not yet gotten my hands on it like Alex and Sion.
That's right, yeah.
So, You excited about this one, Sion?
Yeah, I really am. This is the first time I've been really thrilled for a Mario Kart in a while. Like, I played the DS one back in the day, and I skipped 7, and I enjoyed it on Wii, and I loved the motion controls back then, too. So I've always been, like, a very casual Mario Kart fan. But yeah, I'm excited to just, like, roam around with friends, to see you just online, and maybe, like, I can hop in a match with you or just ride around in the open world. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's made a little bit cheaper, right, for anyone buying the Switch 2 bundle. You get it for, I think, $30 less. So
yeah, I'm really excited to also just drive around in this massive world and see places they haven't showed off in the trailers. I've actually stopped just looking at footage everywhere, because I feel like it's been long enough since I've seen it that I kind of forget it until I get my hands on it. So I don't want to be reminded of, this place, I forgot about that. I'm just, extremely stoked about Mario Kart World. Played so much Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I am more than ready to move on to the next thing to, learn all the new mechanics, and that's going to be very, very exciting. The next game, though, I don't know if it's that exciting. It would be if it was a pack-in title. It is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome to All.
Yeah, I think this will be... I think there is going to be some fun to be had here, but it's my biggest concern is, like, how long... will this game last? Is it just going to be a few hour experience and something that you never play again? It retails for $10, so that's not too bad. But as you said, it would have been really nice if this was a pack-in title, considering Nintendo labels a lot of the mini games that are in this as tech demos.
Yeah,
it feels quite silly to pay for something like that, but you know, they put a lot of effort into making it, and I guess we can be the judges of if it's worth spending your hard-earned money on that in the end. But there's part of me that's excited to dive into this. I don't know if I want to play this over Mario Kart, over Deltarune, over the 25 other games on this list.
Yeah, I'll definitely be trying it out. I just wish it doesn't cost money, but I mean, I think I'll have fun.
Yeah.
It's just, it's also our job to cover this stuff. So, I mean, I
True.
think I'm excited to just learn more about the console and like learn all. I remember I saw a little piece about like how the HD Rumble is done and all that sort of stuff. I'm just excited to learn about that stuff. Is it worth $10? I am not sure.
I'm very curious to see what you think of it in the end, actually, because you've been very hard on it, but like in a, as you should,
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how you feel after post Switch 2 launch.
Yeah. But what about the next one? Sion, what do you think of that? Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma.
Yeah, I've played quite a few of the Rune Factory games over the years and really enjoyed them. I know you played a bit of Rune Factory 5 and you didn't walk away very impressed at all,
No.
from what I remember. But it seems like they're taking this one in a new direction. The story they're taking much more seriously now. The combat, I don't want to say that it's like more intense or like more what's the word? It's not that it's like a big step up, but it looks like the combat looks a bit more like Breath of the Wild. Like there's just a bit more there's just a bit more strategy, and it looks a bit more like a hack and slash than the other games were. It's like coming from a third person perspective, which I guess Rune Factory 5 was, so I should eat my words. But it looks like they're trying something new here, and I'm quite impressed in that regard. And it still has a lot of like the same Rune Factory Story of Seasons gameplay elements. You've got farming, you can date people, you can build up a town. So there's a lot going on here, and I think we'll be working on a video review of this soon. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that, but also stay tuned for Fast Fusion blitzing by us all June 5th as well. This is a new game, a very fast-paced game. It's only $15, so almost the cheapest game on the list if Welcome Tour wasn't here. And these are the people who also made Fast RMX back on the Switch, so if you're a fan of that, well, this would be right up your alley. I love how smooth, like if you're seeing the footage right now, it looks extremely good. And for the price point, I think this is going to be a really fun time. A bit of a shame that is competing with Mario Kart World, because I think I'll be spending my time with that. But this is definitely also a game that I might pick up down the road. I mean, the price point is excellent. And it also has 4-player split screen. So all running, better than Mario Kart World, because Mario Kart World drops to 30 FPS, but it doesn't look like it's batting an eye. And it also supports game share. So you only need one copy and can share it to other people.
Yeah, this looks kind of like Fast RMX. This does kind of seem like a technical showcase for the launch of the Switch 2. Like graphically, it's really impressive, and it's one of those games. It's like how did they keep doing this? How do they keep getting away with it, Felix? But I'm probably going to end up picking this one up as well. Yeah. One game that we're not really sure is going to survive the Switch 2 launch, though, is a little game called Survival Kids. This comes out also on June 5th, if you forgot what day the Switch 2 launches.
This is also a brand new game, right?
Yeah, completely new. They're kind of like riffing off of the this game from the original Game Boy called Survival. I think it was also Survival Kids, if I remember right, and Lost in Blue on the DS. It's made by Konami, but this looks much more like a family-focused kind of cozy, like puzzle adventure game where you're like dropped onto randomly generated islands or procedurally generated islands, and you're solving puzzles together. There's not from what I've seen from the gameplay, there's not much combat. It really is kind of about putting stuff together, scavenging for resources, and making it to I don't know if you're trying to get to a boat to get off the island, or if you're sending a flare up into the sky. I don't know what these kids are doing, or if they're I think there might even be cooking involved, but it looks very I don't know if you can play this game single player at all. It might just be multiplayer only. But we've just not seen much either, which is really interesting. From what I found online, there was one trailer. But
I've seen too much already, because I remember when I was watching the live stream for the Switch 2, this is the game that the stream crashed, and this game was just stuck on there. So this game gives me nightmares.
Oh, really?
I just get to think. Yeah, it was just this, and you could hear everything. Oh, they're talking about Final Fantasy. They're talking. Yeah. And then I switched to the UK stream and everything was all right.
Nice. The last thing I have to say about this is that there was, when the Wii U launched, there was this game called Tank, and it looked like cute, but it was like $50, and I was very curious, but not curious enough to spend money on it.
Yeah, this is $50 as well.
Yeah.
So a bit of a steep price if you ask me.
Yeah.
But the next game, the 7th game on the list, is a game I've already played because this is a port of a game that recently came to just the regular Switch. It's Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time. This is my first endeavor with this series, and I will say it's actually really fun. It's really, I was surprised of how well it ran on just the base Switch. Sure, it does look a bit fuzzy, but the frame rate is solid. And the gameplay loop also seems really great. I've spent around 5 hours in this game, and it just feels like there's something new happening every time you think, oh, okay, this is just like a little game where you get new, you have to get different lives. You can be a woodcutter, you can be a cooker. And then suddenly, oh no, you also have this giant island which you can explore. And oh, you also have the present where there's other stuff to explore. So there's like 3 different maps where there's different stuff to do. And yeah, I can understand why people really, really like this. I would say I had a better time with this than Hello Kitty Island Adventure, which feels a bit similar.
Yeah.
But I think it's because Hello Kitty Island Adventure had a lot of visual glitches and just, I don't know, it didn't seem as polished as this game, at least. Sure, it has been delayed, but I think it's definitely worth it. And the upgrade pack, if you already got it on Switch, is only $2.59.
Yeah.
And the Switch 2 version actually cost just the regular Switch price plus the upgrade pack. So the final price is $62.58. That is the only game with that price on the list.
Yeah, it is really silly, but it's a respectable upgrade pack price, right? And even the fact that this game is getting an upgrade pack in general is nice, because there are a few games on this list that we'll talk about soon that just don't have upgrade packs at all, which was quite surprising to us. But not this next one. Thankfully, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom both have upgrade packs. They retail for $69.99 and $79.99 US, like the game, just the games with the Switch 2 upgrade pack included. But if you already have the games,
wait, they cost different amounts?
Yeah,
oh,
strangely,
shoot.
yeah.
I didn't even realize.
Tears of the Kingdom is $10 more, very strangely. But if you already have the games, you can get the upgrade pack for $10. Otherwise, you get them included with the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. So that's a nice little thing that a lot of people will probably be taking advantage of. Felix, what are you most excited to first do in one of these games? Since I know you've not gotten to play either of them in the enhanced versions yet.
Yes, so if anyone knows me, I'm a huge fan of Breath of the Wild. I also had a very good time with Tears of the Kingdom, but I got burned out with it.
Yeah.
I have a hard time going back to it. I don't know why. Maybe this will be the time to finally do it, but I'm excited to just play the Great Plateau and just see how good everything looks on my 4K TV. It's going to be really, really nice. Even though I have the expansion pack, I do think I'm going to buy the upgrade just so I have it in case I don't have the expansion pack in the future. I'm really excited to try out the load times and just, try out also the Zelda Notes app.
Yeah.
Because there's like new voice memories where you go to certain locations. Yeah, Zelda Breath of the Wild is my favorite game of all time. So to see it running this great, I mean, at least from footage I've seen online, I mean, it's one thing seeing it like online and then it's another thing having it in your hands. So yeah, just extremely excited to try Breath of the Wild and see my favorite game of all time just that much better looking.
Yeah. I think it's going to be nice to dive back into as well. I know I've read that you can also save, or you can also transfer your save data. So like I've still got tons of shrines in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom that I haven't finished. I shouldn't say tons. There's just I don't know, maybe 20 or something like that. But it'll be a nice way for me and lots of other people to just kind of go back in and finish up some of that stuff that we've been holding off on.
But this next game is another port, but quite an exciting one. It's Street Fighter 6. Year 1 and 2 Fighters Edition, coming also out on the launch of the Switch 2, June 5th.
Yeah, I'm stoked to dive into the online servers with Cammy and get crushed. She's the only character that I can play as. I don't even know how to play as Ryu, the main guy. I can fire Hadoukens, and that's pretty much it. But it's strange. It's nice. They're releasing this new version. The base game is $39.99 US, and then the Fighters Edition is $20 more and gets you all the characters from Season 1 and Season 2's DLC packs, which is a total of 8 characters. But this seems to be the full Street Fighter 6 experience. Like, they're not cutting away the like character creator or the story mode or anything like that. It's all in here with like even some new like multiplayer modes where you can like shake your Joy-Con in different directions, and that.
Oh hell yeah! I'm always looking for opportunities to shake my Joy-Con.
I mean, that sounds like a nice way for casual players to play together. So, if you're playing with a button masher or you're playing with someone who's really good, just pop that on, and hopefully everyone is on an even playing field at that point.
I mean, as long as it doesn't look as bad as the Switch 1 version of Mortal Kombat 1, I think we're good.
Yeah, that was rough. This looks better. There's some Nintendo Treehouse footage out there, and they, it's not like it's just docked. It's not like it's handheld footage or something. It's fully docked, and it looks good. It's got some like jagged edges around the characters. I think the PS5 version obviously is going to run better, but it still looks good.
Yeah, but this next one, I don't think. Well, I don't think it looks too good. It's Split Fiction, which also comes out June 5th. And I'm actually playing this right now because this released earlier this year on other consoles, on PlayStation 5, which is where I'm playing it. And there it looks really, really great. Obviously, there's a downgrade here. It doesn't look like it's optimized very good because the file size of this game is 73 gigabytes.
Yeah, no kidding.
What?
That's rough.
This is bigger than Cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah, it is. We're
going to talk about Cyberpunk in a minute, but
yeah.
That's crazy. I will say the game is good. I don't think it's as good as It Takes Two. It Takes Two to me was like a 10 out of 10. This is still really good. It has some really great moments. I do feel like it has some pacing issues, and also like some of the story and some of the way the characters are written doesn't hit quite as hard. But there's so much genuine ingenuity and new ways to play all the time that, when you're starting to get a bit bored, there's new stuff, and then, okay, I'm going to keep going.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see, too, how this game actually runs on Switch 1 and Switch 2, because it is a Switch 2 game, but you'll be able to, from what we've read, you'll be able to game share 2 Switch 1 consoles. So, like, if you're playing maybe in the same room or maybe online, I'm not sure what the limitations are going to be with this game. But yeah, I wonder if it'll look better on just running on one console versus 2, and I don't know. It's just because even Alana and I got to play this a little bit at the Switch 2 media event, and it just didn't really impress visually at the time. I very much will be playing this on other consoles first if I can, unless if they've worked some magic on this game and it looks better than we first saw. But thankfully, Cyberpunk, which is also coming out on June 5th, looks great.
Oh yeah,
and You've played a lot of Cyberpunk, haven't you, Felix, already?
Yeah, so far I've played around, I think, over 30 hours, I would say. Maybe 35 hours I've played. Okay. Right now I'm actually having a pause because I'm playing Clair Obscur. And in my mind it was like, okay, if I play Clair Obscur now, I can't play Cyberpunk on my Switch 2. So I can always, because there's cross saves, which is really nice. You can just get your save from your PlayStation 5, for example. With Cyberpunk, just keep on playing on the Switch 2, which is what I'm going to do, I think. Because, it looks really good from the footage that I've seen. And being able to play it in handheld, like, I'm going to go to bed, but I don't want to sit in front of the TV. I can just take my Switch 2 with me into bed and play some Cyberpunk. Yeah, that would be really nice. And this comes with the Phantom Liberty DLC included, which that is really nice. I've heard really good things about that DLC. Yeah. And also, everything is on the cartridge. It's not a game key card or anything. This is like when you buy it physically, you get everything on the card, which is extremely nice. So you can just pop it in and Cyberpunk is just ready to play, no download required, which is also what I'm going to do. Sion, are you excited? Do you think you're going to be trying out Cyberpunk finally with this Switch 2 version?
I think so, yeah. This could very easily be one that, like, maybe I don't pick it up at launch, but because of having all of the game on the cartridge, I might pick it up just, if I've got some extra money, or pick it up if it goes on sale. And I've always been curious. Like, I had Cyberpunk on Xbox for a while and started it up. I made it like 3 hours in and then just fell off to go play, the next new game that always, like, comes knocking on our doorstep. But I think I always say that with a game. I'm always like, now's the time. So we'll see. But I'm very thankful that it's looking like such a good port. from CD Projekt Red.
And then on the same day, we have a Hitman World of Assassination Signature Edition. So this is not a cloud version like past Hitman games on Switch. And I bring this up every time, but this is made by a Danish studio, which is quite cool.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No way. That's really cool. Yeah, I've been hearing good things about this. I did a little bit of research for it because I hadn't heard of World of Assassination before, but it seems like this is like a kind of like a, I shouldn't say mission based, but like it's not like an open world that you go and explore. There's all these little like worlds that you kind of get to jump into, and you get to take on like one particular assassination mission. But then you can go back into those missions after you've completed them and tackle them from different angles, and you might discover new story beats and different conversations with people, and it looks really interesting. And this is the same team, I believe, that's going to be working on, or that is working on the new James Bond game as well, which I know I'm not too like excited for, but I know a lot of people out there are probably losing their minds over the thought of that and this.
I'm in the
team
same boat
working
as you,
on it.
Sion.
Yeah, but it seems like there's good fun to be had here, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I just have not tried Hitman or any of the Hitman games. It doesn't look like my kind of game. Unfortunately, maybe James Bond will be the game that makes me try out one of these studios' games.
Yeah.
But the next game, the 14th game on the list, is Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. Whew, good title. Coming out June 5th as well. So, Sion, have you played any of the Bravely Default games?
Yeah, I played a bit of the first one way back in the day. I didn't play the second one on 3DS, and then I played the second one. That's confusing. The Bravely Default 2, I played that one on Switch, and I thought it was fine. But I remember really enjoying this one back in the day. It was very just traditional RPG with a fun kind of new combat system where you can choose to attack more at the beginning and then kind of lose. It's a weird. The Brave and Default system is very strange, but it can be quite rewarding. We gave the original on 3DS a 9 out of 10. And it seems like this new version is quite a by the numbers port with some new quality of life improvements. But then they're adding in some new play control mini games that take advantage of mouse mode and the rhythm of the Joy-Con. So there's a rhythm kind of idle style rhythm game. And then there's this weird thing called Rinabel's Panic Simulator, where one person is trying to steer a ship and shoot enemies that are coming at you, and then everyone else in the room is supposed to be reading things on the screen and shouting at the person that's controlling the ship, trying to tell them to turn the air conditioning on, or drive through those rings, or watch out for the enemies, and there's all these knobs. And so it reminds me a lot of, if anyone's played Star Fox Guard on the Wii U, that was a very similar thing where one player is controlling the game and looking at all these different screens, and then everyone in the room can kind of jump in and shout, and it's called Panic Simulator for a reason. It sounds like everyone's going to be having just be screaming at each other and having a bad time. And no Street Pass has been confirmed for this.
No,
obviously.
No. That's a shame. Yeah, I was holding out hope that Nintendo would include some kind of Street Pass for the Switch too, but to no avail. Maybe they added later down the road. In an
Felix, I love where your head's at.
Yeah, the next game is Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, and this is actually a Switch 2 exclusive, the Director's Cut version, because this is an old game that is now being brought to Switch 2. And I remember when Yakuza Kiwami came on Switch, people were like, where's Yakuza 0? Well, here it is on the Switch 2, and it looks a lot better than Yakuza Kiwami did on the Switch for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
This game, this version adds a new multiplayer mode where you're kind of just beating up a lot of people together with with friends. And it also adds English voice acting, plus some new cutscenes to help tie the story together and all that. Now, Alex has actually already tried out this game, plus some other Sega games on Switch 2, and we have a video about that. I'll leave a link to it down in the description if you want to just know more. Just go on the channel. You should be able to find it quite easily. But I don't know if I'm that excited for this game, but there's lots of Yakuza fans around the world. So I mean, I'm happy for them.
Yeah, I've heard this is a really great starting point. A lot of friends, when I've talked to them over the years about like getting into this series, they've said that Zero is one of the best places to start. And I've played Kiwami before. I played that front to back on PS4 and really liked it. So I've been kind of waiting to play Zero, and I think it'll just be nice to have this on the go. They can be quite big games. There's a lot to spend your time on in these games.
Too many games. But speaking of too many games, we have so many more games on this list, so let's keep on cracking.
Yeah.
The 16th game on the list is Sonic X Shadow Generations, a port from a game that came out last year on different consoles. And Sion, you actually got to do a video review for this game. So even though you have the game, there's no upgrade pack. So if you want to play it on Switch 2, well, too bad, you have to buy it again, which that sucks.
Yeah, it's a shame too, because there's a really good game in here. It even runs really well on the original Switch. So I think for that reason alone, like I'm less inclined to recommend people pick up this new version. But it's also very possible, like Sega is very much like Ubisoft, where they love to discount their games. Sonic X Shadow Generations on Switch has been available on store shelves for like half the price basically of what it originally retailed for. So I think give it some time, and this version will probably be not the price of the upgrade pack, but you'll probably be able to find this for $20-$30 in a year's time. And it looks really nice on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. So I'm gonna be curious to see how it runs on Switch 2 now. But it's cool. They've got the original Sonic Generations game in here with like a brand new Shadow component, but it doesn't seem like anything here is gonna be brand new for Switch 2. Rather, like it's
just a port where it runs a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's not the only game that doesn't have an upgrade pack. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remastered also comes out on June 5th. That does not have an upgrade pack, which sucks because I already own the game on Switch. It doesn't run fantastic. There are some hitches here and there. I mean, it definitely does the job.
But I remember right when there's like too many characters on screen or like fire in the background, right? It kind of struggled.
Yeah, in the second one, well, I finished the first one, had a really great time with that. Had to play some of the second one for the video adaptation of the review. Mm-hmm. And yeah, there were certainly sections where the second game didn't run as good. For example, when there was a lot of fire. I imagine it's stuff like that and a bump up to 60 FPS. Yeah, it's just weird that you can't upgrade it because these games are really good. The first one, I mean, I've heard so much about the second one, but the first one, I had a great time. I'm excited to try the second one and just see how much better it is. Because the first one, it's all about like you have to gather a bunch of heroes to this castle and then you go and defeat the Empire. And I really like the story beats and how witty and gruesome it can be at times.
Yeah.
So, if you don't have it already, it's not that much of an issue. Get it on Switch 2 because it's going to be more expensive. It also does run great on Switch 1, so it's not that much. But yeah, just wanted to bring it to people's attention that it is coming to Switch 2 as well.
I'm hoping too, that like if companies, like Sega and Konami, they're putting new Switch 2 games, or they're putting Switch 2 games out there without these upgrade packs, maybe it's something that they just release down the road. Because they would just be like unlocking the potential to earn more money from people if they're not selling as well as they could. So maybe we'll get upgrade packs later, but at least one that we do know we're getting an upgrade pack for is Sid Meier's Civilization 7.
Yes.
I'm not too excited about this, but I've never really been into this kind of game, so I'm not going to rain on people's parade. Like, I bet Alex is really excited to dive into the mouse mode controls.
I mean, he quite liked, even though it ran really bad on the Switch, he thought the game itself was really, really good.
Yeah.
He gave it quite a high score. And yeah, I mean, the game just came out.
That's right.
I've seen quite a few people actually be mad that you have to pay for the upgrade when it already runs so bad on Switch
Sure.
and you don't just get the upgrade for free. But yeah, added mouse controls does seem really nice. My dad used to be a huge Civilization fan. I never really got into it. Those kind of games kind of test my patience, I think. Which is funny because then you play Animal Crossing and that's a game where time literally goes as fast as in real life. But
I mean, it's nice in Animal Crossing. You just get to be one singular human being. Where in Civilization, you're like I imagine you're like a god, or like you're a ruler, like ruling over this. And I guess Animal Crossing is getting there by becoming you or making you become the mayor. So
yeah.
But still, I feel you.
So Sion, tell me about the next game, the 19th game on the list, Kunitsigami Path of the Goddess, also coming out June 5th.
Yeah, it's funny. Speaking of strategy games, this is not a hack and slash Devil May Cry style game like I originally thought it was. This is like a tower defense style strategy RPG where you have a player character that you can run around with, and you can beat up enemies as that character and eventually upgrade them. But then you also command a bunch of warriors to kind of fight alongside you, and there are a bunch of really like huge like Japanese like style bosses. Like this game has like the art style is really pretty, but also like kind of not grotesque, but it's got like it's the enemies that I guess the enemies can be quite gross. But yeah, it looks like a really pretty game. It has kind of a painterly look at times as well. It reminds me a lot of like Okami. Not it doesn't have cell shading, but like if Okami were used a realistic art style instead, I feel like it would look something like this. But yeah, I'm really excited to give this a go because I skipped over it when it first came to PlayStation 5 and Xbox last year, I think it was. But and this retails only for $39.99 as well in the US here. It's a little bit cheaper than most of the other games coming to Switch too. So yeah, I'll spend a couple hours with this at least and get a feel for it and maybe stick with it. So
are you also sticking with the next game, Sion? It's Fortnite.
Well, it depends how it runs. It depends how it runs. Because it runs... This game... Fortnite looks so good on PS5. I've seen some of the Push Square team talk about that before, how like utterly impressed they are with the visuals of Fortnite on PS5. Yeah, I very much agree. It looks like the sunsets, the sunrises, like it's just... It has a certain glow to it. And I tried playing this on Switch 1 like sometime last year because my girlfriend and we play quite a bit, and I couldn't do it, fam. It just does not. The Switch 1 version doesn't have that Riz. Yeah.
It's funny because a lot of people would get a Switch, at least younger people would get a Switch just to play Fortnite on it because that was the cheapest way you could play Fortnite because it's cheaper than a computer, it's cheaper than a PlayStation 5, it's cheaper than an Xbox. So if you get a Switch Lite, that was literally the cheapest way. Well, is Fortnite a mobile? I mean, a mobile phone is also more expensive, so
sure,
I don't care.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're totally right. Yeah.
So I imagine a lot of people is also going to have a Switch too. I mean, it is more expensive, so I don't know how much of how attractive that is just to play Fortnite. But I imagine it'll look a lot better because, yeah, it did look rough on Switch. I've played a little bit of Fortnite before it was actually very popular. Like right around the time where PUBG got overtaken by Fortnite. I remember I played a bit of Fortnite. I was like, oh, this is cool. And then it took over the world. Like, now I don't like it anymore. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. With online games like that, I often feel like after I've played it for quite a while that I've just kind of wasted my time. One, I'm very bad at them.
Yeah,
I suck at shooter game. But it's just like, oh, I just spent 2 hours. And it's not like I get the same fulfillment of playing a single player game. It's like, oh, I actually made some progress. Just... oh, I lost 5 matches or 1-1.
Yeah.
But I don't really... Yeah, that's mainly how it feels.
I almost have to trick my brain into thinking did I have fun? Did you... It's like one of those Xion, did you enjoy your time? Okay, then it was time well spent. But you're right. If you go and you lose 6 rounds, then, well, that was not time well spent.
But maybe your time will be well spent with Arcade Archives 2 Ridge Racer.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to play this one much, personally. But I know a lot of people out there that will. Ant, I feel is going to download this day one. He's a huge Ridge Racer fan. And this gives me hope that we're going to see more cool 3D arcade games come to Switch too. Because this Arcade Archives is a very... I don't know how popular it really is on Switch 1, but they've released a lot of classic... Yeah, right?
I had Mario Bros, Donkey Kong.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was mainly just those two, but I remember playing Mario Bros quite a lot before NSO had all the old games. And yeah, it was quite fun.
Yeah, they do a really good job of making sure that these releases are as faithful as possible. So you've got interesting quirks where this Ridge Racer game is a racing game and it has no multiplayer. It's got time trials where you can compete online, but it doesn't have any synchronous multiplayer where you're both playing at the same time. But I'm hopeful we'll see stuff like Hydro Thunder come down the road and just other other 3D arcade games that we just are kind of like MIA, in the current state. So yeah, it'll be cool to see what comes down the road. But wait, I mean, we've got a lot of stuff on this list for Switch 2 users, but there's a lot of people probably watching that just are not going to have a Switch 2 and just have a Switch 1. And this next game, Refresh, which comes out on June 12th, finally shaking up the formula for when games are launching, is only $5, and it looks like a cute little straightforward 3D platformer to spend some time with. Yeah, there's some voice acting in here, like a really solid art direction. I think it looks like a really cozy, cute game. It's got really positive reviews on Steam so far, and sure, this may not be a game that changes the world, but it looks like a nice way to spend some time if you're stuck in a house and you don't have a Switch 2. Go check out Refresh.
Yeah, it definitely looks cute. Again, only $5.
Yeah,
can't really argue with that, and it's not that popular. I mean, the trailer doesn't have that many views, so we just wanted to give it a little bit of a shout out in this video.
Yeah.
So yeah, a game coming June 17th though is Date Everything, and it's right there in the title. It's a dating sim where you get to date everything. Like you can date objects, but they turn into human characters. This is weird.
I was watching the trailer for this, and I just kept having to pause because they show that there's 100 characters that you can date in this game, right?
Oh my god!
And I kept pausing the trailer because I was like, is that and the trailer doesn't entirely tell you. It's got a little icon that kind of describes maybe what the character is, and I was trying to make sense of it. So there's a rubber duck, there's a dust bunny, there's a mouse trap as a human. Wow. A mouse trap turned into a human being. Dirty laundry, that feels like a recipe for a bad time. But this game is very unhinged though. It looks like a good time to play with some friends or by yourself if you're really looking for romance in all of the places.
I feel like this game could get some a cult following. The idea is so absurd, but it's also really it seems very original. I like
yeah
I like how it looks, but my god, it's also, like you say, very, very unhinged. So this next game though isn't that unhinged. Is Lost in Random: The Eternal Die. And this is a game also coming to just base Switch. I don't know, is it only coming to base Switch and then you can just also play it on Switch too?
From what I've seen, I think you're right. Yeah, I mean, we still don't know if Switch 1 games are going to have any kind of enhancements on Switch 2. So this could be just a thing that just runs better on Switch 2. We don't know yet, but for right now they're just advertising a Switch 1 version of the game.
The art style is really cool. It has this 3D top-down view, kind of like Hades, and also it looks like the gameplay is kind of like Hades, which is great for me because I really, really like Hades.
Yeah, it's got card game features card game elements where you can create a deck of cards or pull cards from a deck, and you can play those and add benefits to your character or to the kind of run, because like you said, it looks very Hades and then you've got there's a die mechanic that can also completely change the run as well. But the art style is really what stood out to me with this game, and even with the original Lost in Random game, I bought this on PS5 or bought that one on PS5 and just still haven't played it yet, but it looks very different gameplay wise as well. It's almost like this game should have been called The Eternal Die and then Lost in Random, because it looks like quite a departure from the other games. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It looks like they're putting a lot of effort into it. So
yeah, definitely, and it's $25. So half the price of a lot of the other games. Actually, half the price of this next game we're going to talk about. It's Rido Remastered: The Mystery of the Soulless Army, coming out June 19th.
Yeah, this is I've always heard a lot of good things about this too. It came out on the PlayStation 2 way back in the day, and they're giving it quite a new lick of paint here. All the character models have been redone. It's got new lighting elements. It looks like it's a pretty looking game. I don't know how well it's going to hold up as a PlayStation 2 game in the modern age, but but it's always it can be fun to go back and play that kind of stuff again. So, and with this being a Shin Megami Tensei RPG, I was expecting this to be like a game that asks 100 hours of your time or something like that. But I was surprised to see how long to beat claims the original PS2 version was about 25 hours. So you can dive into this and not lose your entire life, lose an entire month like you could playing Persona 3 or...
Yeah, because this is made by Atlas for anyone who's wondering. The same people who made Persona and recently released Metaphor. I'm actually quite surprised to not see Metaphor anywhere on Switch 2, because I feel like it should be able to run there. But maybe they have to make some tweaks and stuff, and it is a new game. But yeah, Raido looks good. There's some of the character designs that I recognize from later entries, like Persona, where you see some of the monsters, some of the... Yeah, it's really, really cool. And it's nice to actually have on new hardware looking even better than it did back on the PlayStation 2. And then we have Ruffy and the Riverside, a game coming out June 26th. And this... I had a bit, after looking at the trailer, I'm actually quite excited for this. It has like a Paper Mario-like art style, and from what I gather, it's like, those old 3D platformer collectathons, like Banjo-Kazooie, those types of things. And Ruffy has this really cool ability where he can copy and paste textures on the world. So for example, you can make the sea ice, or make metal boxes into wood boxes, and then they fall down into the lava, where before when they were metal, they could withstand it. Okay. It looks really, really cool. And I imagine there's going to be some cool puzzle cases, like just brought together with that. Really. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for this, but for anyone watching right now,
I've seen a lot of screenshots, but
it mixes like different art styles. I feel like I said, it has like that Paper Mario aesthetic, but then the environments kind of look like those N64 games. Yeah, I think it's really, really cool. And this comes out just to the regular Switch, where you can, of course, also just play it on your Switch 2. But yeah, for everyone who doesn't have a Switch 2, this might be a game to check out.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people online talking about this, and it seems like there's a lot of excitement around this. So I'll definitely be paying more attention around launch.
Yeah,
for sure.
And that was all 27 exciting games coming.
Are you still here? Is everyone? Leave a comment if you're still here.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of people are not still here because that was such a long recording. Oh my god. But if you are, well, as a little bonus, there's also 3 GameCube titles coming to Switch 2 if you have the NSO Plus expansion pack. Again, only on Switch 2, and these are The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, F-Zero GX, and Soul Calibur 2.
This may be the biggest launch lineup Nintendo has ever had, and there's a lot of as we just gathered, there's a lot of ports and remasters and stuff in this list. A lot of things that have come over from other consoles, But yeah, it's nice to see Nintendo have such a beefy lineup of games this time.
Yeah, it's nice that this handheld device is powerful enough to run things like Cyberpunk and to run things like Street Fighter 6. So of course we are going to get a lot of ports because everyone want to get a slice of that Nintendo Switch cake. So it's just really nice, coming off the Wii U where third-party support was almost non-existent. It's completely changed course, and now the majority of games here at launch are third-party titles. So very excited to try a lot of these games out. Mostly, of course, excited for Mario Kart World. But what game are you most excited to try it on your Switch 2? Which is not Mario Kart, because that would be a lot of...
Deltarune!
Actually, that would be mine if it was not Mario Kart. Well, let us know down in the comments below. And thank you so much for sticking with us all the way to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, well, why don't you... my brain is fried.
Release 30 subscribe buttons.
And then click them all.
Release them to the wild.
Yes.
Yeah, go snatch them all up like the chickens from Zelda.
Do it now. And that was everything from us. Stay safe, and we will see you in the next one. Felix and Sion from Nintendo Life, out.